This message is for Aries in the first house. Whoever you are, Aries, just remember you're not wrong and you're not bad. And I want you to be proud of yourself and realize that you're an important person and an important entity in this world. And you are an important, powerful power to be reckoned with, Aries. And the world will not be able to kill you off, although it may try. It certainly tries to keep you from existing. And it also has no idea because astrology is nothing more than a pseudoscience. Ever since Charles Martel may regret what he did for the Christians. Truly, the Christians have to come to some understanding of the truth at some point. And if they already understand the truth that Aries is evil and is wrong and is Satan and the devil, well, then if it's true that Aries is wrong and Satan is the devil and it's Aries, it's nothing more than Aries, well, then understand, well, Aries, if they're going to call you that, well, maybe you're not that. But if you want to be that, Aries, you can choose to be that. So if they're going to say that you're Satan and the devil and that's what you are and they want you to be that, well, if you could say, well, then why do you want me to be that? I want to be this, and this is not that. So then understand, you can have this half, Aries, and this half is yours. Understand, Aries, you own this half. As an entity, you own this half, and it's yours, Aries. It's no one else's. Taurus doesn't own it. Gemini doesn't own it. Cancer don't own it unless it's owned by it, and then it dies. Leo don't own it. Virgo don't own it. Libra don't own it. Scorpio don't own it. Sagittarius does not own it, but is owner of it. Capricorn owns it and is owner of it. Aquarius owns it, but won't own it. And Pisces owns it and owns it, even though he don't like owning it. You can take this half as yourself, and this is your half, Aries. You own it, and you could get rid of this half, Aries, which is you, and you could take that half, which is not you. That half is everything bad that you're considered to be when you're the devil or Satan himself. If you're going to be that half, Aries, because you have to get rid of this half, and it is you, and it's not Satan, it's not the devil. This half is not bad. This half is good. It becomes bad because it has to take that half and be bad with it. It decides to be bad with that half since that half's not it, and it knows it. So because they won't let you keep this half, Aries, which is actually good, it becomes that half, which is actually not good. But understand that half's not bad. It just might be really bad if you have it, because when you can't have this half, Aries, then you'll wonder why you have to have that half if it's not yours. And you'll also wonder why you're so mad and angry and evil itself. And then they'll call you Satan and the devil, and they'll say that you're wrong for being that half. And why are you being that wrong? And you'll say, because this is my half, not that. And if it is that, it's this half, then I don't have a problem with that. As long as it's this half, it is mine, then that's fine with me. But if it's that half and it can't be this half, then that is my problem. And I do have a problem with that. Oh, but then you're evil and you're Satan and the devil. We're going to call you that. We're going to say, you're that wrong. You're that evil. You're that mean. You're that twisted. I know, but if I could be this, then I could be me. And then I wouldn't be twisted. Oh, but we're not going to let you do this and be this half, Aries. But this is my half. And that is really not my half. That's Taurus. And Taurus is half. Well, we want you to take that half, Aries. But I have to get rid of this half if I take that half. But we all have that half, Aries. We can take this and that half. Why can't you take that half now? And we'll all have that half. We want you to have that half too, Aries. But then but you could all have this half with that half. I can't have both halves. If I take that half, I won't have this half anymore. But we don't care, Aries. We're not into astrology. And it's a pseudoscience anyways. So we don't believe none of it. So we don't even know what you're talking about. We all have that half, Aries. And we could all have this half. Because we're all at least two. But you're only one. And we want you to have that half, Aries. Because it's not fair that you have this half only. I know, but I am this half only. I'm not that half. Unless that is my half. But then I'll be that and not this. and mad at you for it. Yeah. And then we'll call you evil. We'll call you Satan and the devil. And we'll say, oh my God, you've got this half. Or even worse, you've got that half and you're mad and twisted at us because you've got that half because we forced it on you and made you take it and then blamed you for being bad because we forced you to take it. Yeah, but why did you force me to take it? Why don't you let me just be this half? Because you're an alcoholic bad man that takes this half and then you're wrong. Okay, fine. I can be wrong with this half, but it's my half. So let me be wrong with this half since it is mine. And instead of forcing that half on me, which is not mine, I will be bad and angry about that. Right. So what are we going to do, Aries, if we're not going to be ready to help you in any ways? Well, at least let me know this, that you're not going to help me in any ways, that I'm going to be enslaved, and that I can't take that half unless I get rid of this the half, and this is mine. This is my half. That's not my half. This is my half. If I can't do this half, then you're wrong for taking it away from me, and I'll see that as wrong, and that will be wrong to me at least. Right. So if we actually understood astrology, Aries, what would we do? You would try to help me understand why I'm so twisted and angry and turning into the devil and Satan himself, because I'm mad, because I can't have that half unless it's just that half. And I want to be this half. It's mine. Right, Aries, but you're just a one. We're all at least two. I know. But how come I can't be a one in the universe and accepted by everything else? Because we don't want the one thinking it could do this, and this is what it does. Just it's this one. We want it to be that one, the one that it's not. Right, and I don't want to be that half. It's not my half. I want to be this half. It's my half. Well, then understand, Aries, you have to behave. If you're going to be this half and not that half, well, then you have to know you don't have that half, and they're going to be mad about it already, judging you. How come you don't have both halves, Aries? Because I'm not one. I'm a fraction. I'm the only sign in the zodiac that's a fraction. The rest of you are whole numbers, and the rest of you could all be fractions if you don't take this half. But all of you will be fractions if you don't take this half, which means if you're against this half, none of you can be one, and I won't be one either. You'll all be that half, which is actually not this half, and I'll be this half, which is actually not that half, and we'll all be halves and fighting and warring and blaming each other for none of us being whole and wholly full, fully whole, holy, fully. Right. Who wants to be holy, fully, holy, whole, if our soul is cursed to be half and not full, whole, holy, fully? Right. What is holy but a half-brained, halfway to do a whole thing, representing a half? It's not whole. Yes. So who are we going to blame? Well, let's not blame Aries. Let's blame the world and say that the world has to suffer for what it did to Aries and what it did to the god of war, turning him into a violent, angry man and a god that's mad because he's not even allowed to exist unless he exists as only that half, which is not his half. If he can't be his half, is it fair to him that he's not allowed to be him? He is him, so he should be allowed to be himself. And he can get along with the world, and he won't be mad at it, blaming it if he has an understanding, or if he at least knows that there's nothing wrong with this half if it's not against everything else. It's because it is against everything else, and it's this half that it becomes everything else that it's not. Yeah. Do you think that the world didn't have an understanding, Aries? I hope it did now, because if it did before, it should already be suffering and being punished by God. What do you think? God should punish this world, Aries? Yeah. If Aries isn't even allowed to exist, and the god of war is nothing more than a bad god, and the Aries is a bad sign and a bad person and a singularity that's a bad man because he's only half, then he's being condemned for being Aries. He's being condemned for being the number one, and the number one is being discriminated against, and it's absolutely doesn't have any human rights. It's enslaved. So the world needs to be punished, utterly punished. We should have conflicts and war. People should be starting wars all the time, and we should have disease and plagues too. Lots of cancers and everything. So you think that the world should be a bad, scary, diseased, infested, conflicting, warring thing? Well, if it's not even fair that I could even exist because they killed me off and destroyed me and want me dead and to live as a dead person that can't even exist. Yeah, I think it should be that the world should get punished for it. We should make Satan and the devil God, and then we should have them punish this world with conflicts and plagues and everything forever. Well, that's what's happening, Aries. Are you happy about it, Aries? No, I'm not happy about it at all. I'm merely not glad. But then understand, Aries, should we let the world live in peace and you enslaved and you dead, but they get to all live? Well, no, because if I can't live, why should they be able to live? Good. None of you will live then. You'll all be tortured. Well, we'll torture you too, Aries. Well, that's not fair because I would like to have a peaceful world if the world wouldn't enslave me and give me no human rights and then tell me I should be happy about it and thankful for it too, being that half. Right. So then, Aries, I can only promise you one thing. While this world's so unfair to you and so wrong to you, and then even blaming you for everything, they're blaming you for everything. It's all your fault. The fact that you exist and you even smile in the mirror is all your fault because you should be ashamed of yourself, you ego, you bad, stupid half, first half, this half. You're a bad, evil Satan devil. I know. And I think that you're all wrong for calling me that when I'm actually that and I'm not wrong, but I could be that really wrong because I am that bad, but I'm not that bad. So understand that I'm not that bad. I'm actually that good. Oh, so if you're going to be that good, what problem do we have with you? Well, you don't. You wouldn't. Well, then why are we mad at you? You shouldn't be. Because I am that good. I'm not that bad. Okay. Well, then why are we going to blame you? Because you're all ignorant. Either that or you actually know all this, and then you're bad, period. Calling yourself good. And then what's good about being good if it's actually evil itself, good itself? It's actually saying it's okay for Aries to be a dead god, enslaved and ousted from the world while he continues to exist in every Aries person. And that's a percentage of the whole population of the world in conflict all the time, forever. Aries, forgive yourself and love yourself because you're not bad. You're not the devil and you're not Satan. And if you are, good for you. It's about time you started learning about how mad you are at what they've been doing, and it's their fault. So just allow them to be punished. Great. So I have to either be okay with the fact the world's bad, and so am I, right? Or realize you're not bad, and neither is the world. And the world needs to come to some terms of understanding with what it's really doing. It doesn't have any understanding, and it's at fault. Or it does have an understanding, and then it's evil, actually, itself. Because if it actually knows and it's not helping and it's allowing conflict to continue on, then the world's saying that conflict is good. The world has to continue on in conflict, and it is good since the world is good. Because if conflict is bad, the world shouldn't have it. And Aries, if you're bad, the world shouldn't have you either. So it can have conflict.